Many of us carry a quiet worry about Alzheimer's as we grow older. It's a natural concern, but what often goes unnoticed is that the very first signals from our brain don't always look like the memory problems we might expect. They can be much softer, much quieter. Sometimes these early signs show up not as forgetting names or dates, but as simple shifts in how our day feels, how we interact, or even how we wake up in the morning. These are not signals that are intentionally hidden. Instead, doctors and researchers are learning that they are often missed because they feel so ordinary. They might feel like just a senior moment or a touch of stress. And that's why they can be dangerous, because they don't immediately raise alarms. If we learn to notice these small changes, if we understand what our brain might be trying to tell us, we gain a quiet power. We have more opportunity to support our mind's health, to adapt, and to protect the memory and independence that matters so much. Think of these signals not as frightening symptoms, but as whispers from your brain, asking for gentle attention. There are 5 such early signs that can seem almost invisible. Each one is a story, and the 4th one might appear right after you open your eyes in the morning. The first quiet signal can be a sense of confusion in a place you know intimately. Imagine walking into your own kitchen, a space you've navigated thousands of times. You know exactly where the coffee cups live, where the sugar is kept. But for a moment, a brief, unsettling moment, you feel unsure. You pause. You might find yourself looking around, needing a second longer than usual to remember where something belongs. This isn't about forgetting what an object is. It's about the brain's subtle struggle to connect familiar space with familiar knowledge. It's like the brain's internal map is having a little trouble loading the details. It's a gentle shift in how your mind navigates the world it knows best. The second invisible sign can be a quiet pulling away from conversation. Have you ever felt like keeping up with a group discussion or even a one-on-one chat requires just a little too much effort? It's not shyness. It's not that you don't want to talk. It's a feeling that your brain has to work harder than it used to just to follow the threads of conversation, to process what's being said, and to formulate a response. So you might find yourself speaking less, staying quieter, simply because the energy required feels draining. Your mind feels slower to find the right words or to jump in at the right moment. It's like trying to keep pace with music that's just slightly too fast for you to comfortably dance to. The third sign is repeating a thought without even realizing you've said it before. We all repeat ourselves sometimes for emphasis or when telling a story to different people, but this is different. This is saying something, perhaps a question or a comment, and then saying the exact same thing a few minutes later, genuinely believing you are saying it for the first time. It's not an intentional repetition. It feels like your mind didn't quite register that the thought had already been expressed and heard. It's a soft breakdown in the brain's short-term awareness system, like a recording device that didn't quite save the last few moments of audio. Your brain isn't fully registering that a specific piece of information that you just said, that very thing, has already been processed and released into the world. The fourth, and often overlooked signal, can appear very early in the day, waking up with a feeling of anxiety or disorientation. This isn't the typical morning grogginess. It can feel like a wave of dread, a thick brain fog that takes a long time to clear, or even a nameless fear.
You might wake up and, for a few moments or even longer, feel fundamentally unsure of where you are or what you're supposed to be doing. The brain, after a night of rest and processing, needs to reboot when you wake up. It has to quickly access its internal files: who you are, where you are, what day it is, what's planned. When memory and cognitive function are strained, this reboot process can feel bumpy, uncertain, even frightening. It's like your internal navigation system is struggling to get a clear signal right when it turns on. This morning feeling isn't necessarily tied to anything stressful happening that day. It can just be there, a sense of unease or lack of clarity that seems to come with opening your eyes. It can make the start of the day feel difficult, heavy, and confusing. Perhaps you've felt this sense of fogginess or quiet dread just after waking. It's a signal worth paying gentle attention to. Type number 4 if you've felt this in the morning. The fifth invisible sign is losing interest in planning or making decisions. Life is full of choices, big and small: what to have for dinner, what to wear, what to do tomorrow, planning a simple outing. If you find yourself increasingly avoiding making these decisions, letting others choose everything, or feeling overwhelmed by the prospect of planning even a simple task, it might be more than just feeling lazy or tired. This can be a sign of mental fatigue, a feeling that the effort required for thoughtful planning or weighing options is just simply too much. The brain is subtly beginning to step back from tasks that require significant mental energy and executive function. It feels easier to just let things happen or let someone else take the lead, not out of preference, but because the mental effort feels genuinely tiring. These 5 signs are not about age itself. Aging is a natural process, and our minds remain capable and vibrant in many ways. These particular signs, however, are about paying attention to subtle shifts in how our minds are functioning, how they are handling the everyday tasks of life. They are whispers, not shouts. But the earlier we notice these whispers, the more power we have. Power to understand, power to adapt, power to seek support, and power to nourish our brain's health. Researchers are finding that noticing these quieter signs early can make a significant difference. It can potentially delay or soften the progression of memory changes. So, how can we respond if we notice one or more of these in ourselves or someone we care about? The first step is simple. Don't panic. Pause. Just notice. Observation without judgment is key. These signals are information, not a final verdict. If you notice that waking feeling, or the little pauses of confusion, or the desire to avoid decisions, simply observe it gently.
Try starting your day with a gentle morning grounding routine. This can be very simple. Maybe it's sitting quietly for a few minutes with a cup of tea, listening to calm music, or focusing on your breath. It's a way to gently ease your brain into the day, giving it a moment to find its footing without immediate demands. This kind of routine helped Raymond, an 81-year-old gentleman. He told me, "Every morning I woke up scared. I didn't know why. I just thought it was age catching up with me." He felt that nameless dread, that morning disorientation. With his doctor's guidance, he started a simple routine: a few deep breaths, some calming music, and focusing on the warmth of his teacup. "Now I wake up with clarity," he shared, his voice calm, "and I remember what matters: my family, the sunshine, the simple joys." His story reminds us that even quiet, internal struggles can be addressed with simple, gentle strategies. Another crucial step is to talk to someone. Share these small changes, even the quiet ones that feel hard to name, with a trusted friend, a family member,
or your doctor. These conversations aren't about asking for a diagnosis, they are about sharing what you are noticing and opening the door to understanding and potential support. Sometimes just speaking about these feelings can make them feel less overwhelming. Our brains are remarkable, complex organs, and like any part of our body, they benefit from care and attention, especially as we age. Paying attention to these invisible signs is an act of self-compassion and proactive care. It's about understanding that your brain might be working a little differently and finding ways to support it. Memory is like a light within us. Sometimes a light might flicker slightly before it fades. Noticing the flicker gives us a chance to tend to the lamp. These early signals are not a sign of weakness, but a call for gentle awareness and support. They remind us that caring for our cognitive health is an ongoing journey, one that benefits from quiet observation and kind action. Taking steps early, whether it's through lifestyle changes, cognitive exercises, or simply developing calming routines, can make a meaningful difference in the health and resilience of our minds. It's about strengthening the foundations, nurturing the connections, and giving our brain the best possible environment to thrive. Remember, you are not alone in these experiences or concerns. Many people encounter similar subtle shifts as they age. The goal is not to worry constantly, but to be gently informed and empowered to take small positive steps. These steps can help preserve the sharpness, clarity, and independence that allow us to continue living full, meaningful lives. By paying attention to these quiet signals, especially that strange feeling upon waking, we honor our brains and give ourselves the best chance to navigate the path ahead with grace and resilience. It's about building a gentle awareness, fostering healthy habits, and connecting with others for support. These are the true foundations of living well with a changing mind. Subscribe if you want more quiet truths to guide your memory. Have you noticed one of these invisible signs in yourself or someone close? Share gently in the comments.